Michael Eric Dyson.
What's up, man?
How are you, my brother?
I'm doing fine, brother.
Seeing you on different Tupac documentaries, all kinds of things like that.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about this book.
Yes, sir. Well, this is a book that is representative of the broad diversity of hip-hop, trying to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, but also talking about the rhetorical complexity. In other words, the lyrical skill. Okay. A lot of people trying to get at hip-hop and diss it because they say it's too violent, and it's got violence, it's too sexist, it has that, it's misogynistic, but at the end of the day, it's an art form that's about a man or a woman and a microphone, and can you spit into that microphone and say something to amplify it to the world to change their minds and make their behinds move. So that's what I'm trying to explore in this book, to talk about it in its broader sense, not just people dissing it, but let's put it in its historical and political context.
Okay, that's what it is. Now let's talk about, I see two rappers right here, intro by Jay-Z, outro by Nas. Did they approach you or did you approach them about doing the book?
No, I definitely approached them, man. They were very gracious brothers, you know, two rhetorical genius, two of the greatest ever. Okay. You're talking about guys who can bring the history of the tradition to bear. Nas, it's only right that I was born to use mics, and the stuff that I write is even tougher than dice. I'm bringing rapping to a new plateau through Rap Slow. Got that, brother. And then Jig, of course, you know, God forgive me for my brash delivery, but I remember vividly what these streets did to me. So I wanted to bring that rhetorical genius of both of these cats together in a book with the hip-hop intellectual. How hot is that? The hip-hop intellectual with the hip-hop artist, because usually you got critics on one side, hip-hop artists on the other side. Intellectuals on one side, dudes who are spitting on the other side. I want to show my flow, my cadence, my rhythm is like that too, but I want to do it in the company of two of the greatest ever to do it, man.
Woo. My man really puts it in perspective for you. Now, let me hit you with one more thing.
Right.
Why is this book important to hip-hop?
Well, you know, first of all, because it's a book that tries to put into terms that people can understand a defense of the art form while being critical of some of its elements. Okay. Young people need to know that here's a book written by a scholar, because people always say, well, your art form is stupid, it's garbage, it's dumb. I got a PhD from Princeton. I'm trying to rep for hip-hop. I'm letting you know I'm bringing the full bearing of my own intellectual arsenal to bear, to defend, but also criticize this art form.
So, Mike, here's what we're going to do right now. We come back, we're with my man Michael Eric Dyson. We're going to have more about the book, and we're going to talk. Go.
We're going to do that, man.
Still here with Michael Eric Dyson. My brother, hip-hop has been under attack recently.
Yes, sir.
By the, you know, for the content of the lyrics in hip-hop, by usage of the N-word, the B-word. How do you feel about that? Give me your thoughts.
Well, first of all, on the panel, man, you know, BET did a tremendous town hall that's going to be showed later on. I'm on that joint because I think it's important to do it. Nelly was on one side, T.I. on the other side. I'm trying to spit in the middle.
Big figures.
Very important. No doubt, man. Big figures doing big things, and I'm trying to represent a different perspective because a lot of people give love to the rhetorical skill of the hip-hoppers, which they should, but there are cats out here trying to break it down on another side, like me, who are trying to pioneer the exploration of this culture, man. So I think, first of all, when they come in hip-hop's neck like that, it's incumbent upon a cat like me to put it in perspective. I'm not here to uncritically celebrate it because I got criticisms of my own, but I'm tired of these Johnny-come-latelys coming along trying to diss an art form that's been around from the beginning. You know, when my man, you know, Rakim standing by the speaker, suddenly I had a fever. Was it me or either Summer Madness? I can't just stand around so I get closer. The closer I get, the better it sounds. That's some serious hip-hop. But you were dissing that. You were dissing Chuck D. Elvis was a hero the most, but he never meant to me. Straight up racist. The sucker was simple and plain. Look at man John Wayne. You were dissing that too. Now when so-called gangster rap comes along, you're going to diss the art form, but you didn't even listen to the stuff before because you dissed that too. So you want to diss the entire art form. You don't want to make distinctions. I'm here to say on these panels, I'm glad you're taking up the art form, but don't let Don Imus set the agenda for Black America. A white boy becomes the leader of Black America. How's he going to blame Snoop Dogg for calling a woman a nappy-headed hoe when he knows that's in the culture 100 years before Snoop ever stepped on the earth?
Please believe it. I'm here with Michael Eric Dyson. He has a lot of things to say and a lot of things to tell you. But right now, I got to pay some bills, Mike.
Do that, man.
Please,
you know,
I got to get a check.
Bills.
They're guaranteed.
No
we'll
doubt.
Be back.
Michael Eric Dyson, know what I mean. You know, you got a forward and an outward by Nas and Jay-Z, which is interesting. I don't know if there's ever been an author or intellectual that's had two artists do the intro and the outro. So I think it's a great thing. But I think that what's in the book is more important. So we're going to make this book the book of the month for August.
Okay.
I want to hear what y'all have to say about it, read it. But so much of what we don't talk about in hip-hop, in my opinion, is looking at hip-hop almost as a history book. And if you look at the very lines and the lyrics that exist within hip-hop, You're able to get a social history of Black and Latino and poor communities.
The timeline.
But when you don't know your history, you don't know where you're going. And so we got young artists that just come on the scene just blah, 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 but have no understanding of the real history of hip-hop. I'm not talking about the Black community, Latino community, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner. I'm talking about know the history of the genre that you're making money off of, let alone the culture that you claim to be a part of.
Respect the old school.
Respect the old school that deserves to be respected. Because at the end of the day, everybody old school wasn't good. So I'm serious.
Okay, you talking about the people that paved the way?
I'm saying just
certain old school rappers.
Just because you old don't mean you deserve respect.
I'm talking about old school rappers. Period.
I hear you. And what I'm saying is just because you're an old school rapper, that means I got to respect you?
No, I'm saying there's certain old school rappers that don't get a lot of credit that actually started certain kinds of, trends that go on in hip hop now.
I'm with that.
And it helped with the whole overall picture.
And I'm saying let's look at people's bodies of work and say if the body of work deserves respect.
Okay.
If you had more than 1 or 2 albums, if you seriously laid down lyrics, if you legitimately had flow, I don't care if you moved the crowd, but your rhymes was whack and your CD sucked. Come on, man. What we should be honoring in hip hop is elevating the creativity that says I'm excellent in this piece. You don't have to like the music, but can you see the genius within it? And that's what the thing I want to see with these young people. People criticize them because of where they come from, but they're geniuses. Let's honor the intellectualism in hip hop and push them to be better. We got to take a break, man.
Guaranteed. You get your learn on here.
Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about being positive. Young people, be positive. Read a book. Don't shoot nobody. It's not worth it. Go to school.
Tell them where they can reach you.
They can reach me, truthispower.com. Holla at me. I want to know who you voting for in the next election.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Jefferson, thank you for coming through.
Always.
Drop knowledge on you every time he steps in the building.